and welcome back to another video.
Atlantic X Point?
X points, yeah, it's using the Atlantic format, just with X point, like restricted
cards to 10 points.
To 10 points, exactly.
And the points, as you guys can see, are in the thumbnail. Or if you're already familiar with the format. But we'll be identifying points in the deck pictures as we go along.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have, who do we have today? We have Arnaud versus, who was it again? Alex.
Yes.
Alex. Okay, so Arnaud's on his return. He's returned. He has returned to his mono black.
Going back to his roots.
Back to the roots, yeah. Good old reliable, consistent.
Yeah, I mean, X points, unfortunately, because you're restricted with what cards you can put in. I mean, in this deck, instead of putting demonic tutors and so on, I mean, he opted for into Thorax with the Mox Jet.
Yeah, so each of those being 2 points consumes your 10 slots, your 10-point slot.
Yeah.
Which means you have to make the tough choice of no Mind Twist, no Demonic, like you said, and no Black Lotus. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So Juzam Jim, amazing card, everyone loves it. Without Black Lotus, still good.
I mean, he has 4 Dark Rituals, so
yeah,
I mean,
at least.
It's still like, you know...
It's never coming down on turn 1 unless you really get 2 rituals, right, I guess? Well,
anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
I mean...
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that just because you have Lotus that you're going to get Lotus on turn 1, but like I have seen numerous times in games where people demonic for the Lotus to play the Juzam on like following turns or whatever. Again, I was mentioning a turn 1 Juzam, but still, anyways, it's okay because like you got to make tough choices with this format.
Exactly.
And it introduces interesting deck building. So,
I mean, you could still do a lot of pretty powerful turn 1s with the Dark Rituals. You could play the Hippie, Unworld Dreams.
Yeah.
So it's nothing, or just slam a rack with a Black Knight or the Pump Knight.
Well, I guess that's true too if he has the jet, right? Land jet ritual is a Juzam. Okay.
So I mean, or even like, Swamp, Jet, Sinkhole, turn 1.
Yeah.
Still very powerful.
But I guess otherwise it's pretty much your standard mono black, right? You got the hymns, the sinkholes, the turn 1 spectre, like you're saying, choose them for partying, the rack to finish the game at the end, which the deck can gas out. So having the rack as like extra damage is really nice. So we'll see how if it's as reliable as it always been for him.
And this is a CandleSurge. This is actually a pretty interesting deck. I played something similar in Alpha 40. I mean, minus some cards, obviously, but Power Surge being an interesting card with the Candelabra of Thanos. Basically, on the opponent's upkeep, for every untapped land that they have, they take 1 damage.
Upkeep, or I think it's at the start of their turn.
Yeah,
so before their untap step.
Yes, before their untap step, they take 1 damage
for each untapped land. Right. And so then you can use the candle
to basically tap out your own lands and untap your opponent's land, and just like
that's true. Actually, that's true because you have to pay. So it's not just that you're untapping your opponent's lands on your end step, so they get wrecked on their upkeep, on their untap step. It also costs you mana, so you're going to be tapped out. That's crazy. So that's a really interesting combination, which I don't think we've ever seen on the channel yet.
No, not yet. This is like a first. And I mean, the Cop Red in the main board.
Oh, to protect against
your own Power Surge. If, for example, you don't have a Candelabra to dump your mana into.
It's also good too, great, because like it acts as a double for that, and also against other burn decks. Like you just have the Cop Red in the main, which can be devastating for them. It's also important to note, in case anybody doesn't know, that there is mana burn in this format, so you can't just play around the Power Surge by tapping out. That will cost you life anyways. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's a really interesting, I want to say even maybe taxing card. Like it's not really a prison card, but it kind of acts that way, right?
Yeah.
By forcing you to do things that like tap out or just take damage. It's interesting. It's definitely
And I like some of the single cards that are just thrown in there. Like the Rod of Ruin, the Jade Statue.
Right. Rod of Ruin is just 3 for 1 damage every turn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that great, but at least it's just the damage is
you
there.
get rid of the weenies, and stuff like that. Or if you have like this person has like a Serendip, you have the Bolt, and you ping it for 1 extra damage.
Another different, interesting card we were looking at before is the Knowledge Vault.
Yeah, the Knowledge Vault.
Does it cost 4 or 6? I don't see the cost on it, but I know it costs 2 to activate and a tap. Okay, it costs 4, 2 to activate, tap. You put a card from the top of your deck underneath it. You can do that every turn, and at any point, I think it's Okay, the old text was insane, but once you sacrifice the knowledge vault, you can discard your hand to put all those face down cards into your hand.
Yeah.
The downside being, I guess, if the knowledge vault gets destroyed, you just lose all those cards.
Exactly.
So in a disenchant heavy format, it could be scary, but it's an interesting card. I would love to see it. It's kind of like in between the two tomes, right? Because that's like what it's like.
It's kind of like
what it's for. So, anyways, I hope we get to see the CandleSurge in action, and I hope we get to see the Knowledge Vault in action. Two cards, a combo and a card we haven't yet seen on the channel. Would be really interesting to.
And even Jade Statue, we haven't really seen it in play.
But Alpha 40 staple. At least at one point it was, right?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone was going bananas for that card at one point.
It's like $150 at one point or something crazy. All right, so we got land go. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that the points for the CandleSurge deck are 2 Wrath of Gods, a point each, and the 4 factories, which are 2 points each. So for
I think
that's
they're
a lie.
1 point.
I lied. Yes, the factories
and
are
then
1.
The Library of Alexandria
is 4. So
4.
Okay, sorry. So let's get back to the game here. So a turn 2 him from the black deck is basically what it wants to do, if not sinkhole.
Yeah.
Right. If you miss your turn 1 hippie, you definitely at least want to have Sinkhole or him to follow up.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the consistency of a mono black deck is just,
Yeah.
it's just so good. So, with the Dark Ritual, turn 1, it's really hard to...
So, Arnaud has to be pretty happy with what just happened. Discarding a tome, which is hard for him to deal with, and then your opponent doesn't do anything except for attack. That's pretty good, right? That's like a double time walk, or like a 1.5 time walk. And I follow up him too.
Yeah.
Hits a land and 2 lands. My goodness. So for your opponent to do nothing and then, nothing, quote unquote, and then get 2 more lands discarded, you got to be feeling pretty happy if you're Arnaud, I think.
Well, I mean, he's still got a factory out, so
Sure. That's true. I guess that most of Arnaud's creatures will just die in a trade.
Well, I mean, now it's interesting because now he's playing Island of Wak, so if he plays a hippie, he reduces the target's creature power to 0.
A very interesting game already. I like it.
So, I mean, he's just giving him the factory beatdown, and I understand. I mean, if you got nothing to do, it might as well.
Yeah. So now Black Knight has first strike, which is devastating for the factory, right?
Yeah.
But a follow-up factory could be good. Now, of course, Alex is playing bolts, so we might see that. Yeah, kaboom.
Yeah, so there you go. So he's just, unfortunately he can't attack this turn. Oh, okay, maybe he can.
Still got the lands coming down, which is very good. So, despite what he's been facing.
I'm wondering, if the library's really a good choice. I mean, you're not having any draw 7 spells in your deck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand you have, the tome, so you could draw cards, the vault, that card where maybe... I don't know if that's a proper card for this specific deck, for the X points format, anyways.
Unless he's hoping for knowledge vault things, right? I'll get to a point where I put 5 or 6 cards under that knowledge vault, but that's 1 card combo doesn't really seem worth it. Those 4 points are taxing, right? Yeah. If there's no points, maybe you can just afford to play it because it's still a good land. But if in a world where you could have played Black Lotus, or Mox Ruby and Wheel of Fortune, perhaps.
Yeah.
An interesting decision. Maybe he'll comment or he'll tell us what he was thinking. So we just saw a sinkhole on the factory, which is a good response.
Well, I mean, you're not worried about the Library of Alexandria. He has to wait 5 turns So I think, that's obviously a...
But it's also a good response to having your knight bolted. Oh boy. So no power surge. There's a knowledge vault. No.
Well, we won't get to see that card in play. 2 interesting cards. I wish we could have seen being used, but I mean...
See, it's interesting because that... what's that land called? The island? What's the land that produces the flying? Island of
Wak.
Yeah, so really cool, and it's actually good in a sense versus the best play of Mono Black deck, the turn 1 hippie. But in this case, if that card was a land, he would have been able to play the Knowledge Vault, right? Because it was if it tapped for mana, which it does not.
I think that's maybe an ideal sideboard card,
perhaps,
versus main board. You're okay.
Damn, I wanted to choose that. But no, you're absolutely right.
That's okay if you're okay. I'm going against a mono black deck. I'm gonna bring that in for my sideboard for his hippies, etc.
I think he just top deck a disenchant, which is good, but he has no white sources.
Yeah, so
You know that too. If you're gonna play the library instead of wheel or mox, maybe
Yeah,
you put the
wheel
wheel
mox.
maybe you put the library in the sideboard for when you're on the draw. Then you can board it in.
Yeah, but
More likely to activate.
that's a lot of points to
put in the side.
put in the side,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think the draw sevens would have. Well, I mean, not in this case because there's like Underworld Dreams, but you know.
Oh, there's the hippie. Do you think
Okay.
he's gonna orb the land? Like, do you think he really wants to get that hippie damage in, or do you think he's okay with having it answered by the land? I think I would kind of maybe be okay. If I had a follow-up creature, if I had played another... Like, imagine if Arnaud is holding a Juzam in his hand, for example, and he has the land for it, or he gets the land for it. I think I'm okay with saving the orb for something more scary.
Yeah, I don't think it sucks. Okay, you got the hippie. Okay,
Well,
so there.
sinkhole. So that's good. Also, I think the whole point either way is, like, don't use the orb
Yeah.
on that land, I'm pretty sure, is the...
So I think he could, yeah. So he tapped it to reduce it to the hippie's
zero,
power to
yeah.
0 for this turn, which I understand.
It's definitely nice that it doesn't have to be attacking to be activated. Like, you can just use it on a non-attacking creature. So
Yeah.
there's the planes. Are we gonna see I'm pretty sure I saw the altar disenchant a couple turns ago drawn.
Probably. Okay, opting to. Okay, I could.
What's good? That's good because otherwise you just start losing your hand, right?
Yeah. So
And the chains here is basically dead card, right? That's an easy sideboard for all no, I think. There's no card draw happening in.
yeah, I think the chains would be more of a full powered, like a non-restricted format,
Jeez.
where I think it would see a lot more benefits versus a restricted format where chances of people playing Ancestral Timetwister is less likely. So the chains being a little less effective.
So Alex doing a really good job at answering all of the threats, but I don't know, just top decking like a madman.
Well, I mean, he's in a pretty good position. He's got the hippie, he's got a chaos orb, he's got removal.
Ooh, so do you orb the book?
I mean, with the chains.
Oh, true. So the chains is not actually irrelevant. That's true. There's 2 books in there.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
I think I bore it out anyways, though. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
a book in there. I wonder if Alex is gonna realize that the chains is there. Like if he's gonna click that he can't just activate freely. A second desert would kill the hippie, right? Of course.
Yes, but it would still do
Take the damage.
It would take the damage.
Ooh, a plow. They're both really top decking really well,
Yeah, I
right?
know,
Like,
this
it's
is
a really
like-
good game. It's a really good game.
Yeah, it's usually like very lopsided where one person is top decking very well and the other one's just getting mana flooded. But here it seems like both players are getting good
I do
top decks.
I do like holding the plow and maybe trying to see if your opponent will accidentally cast a hymn.
Oh, okay, he's gonna do a little trickery with the candelabra, untapping it and then tapping it again to deal 2
but
damage to attacking creature.
But it has to deal damage though, so he's gonna lose the plow in his hand. So you might as well just plow the card. Or unless he doesn't want to give him life, maybe. Like you're gonna lose the card anyways, right? So you might as well just not give them life. I guess. Yeah, that's fair. But a cool trick though with the candelabra.
Yeah,
Which is actually really threatening now because 2 deserts kill a Juzam. No, that's not true. Sorry.
No.
But at least every other creature in the deck dies to the 1 desert.
I used to play a deck where you would have like 2 candelabras, but then you pump your factories. So you just keep like pumping and +1/+1, so you get like 4/4
Four
factories,
fours, yeah.
5/5 sometimes. You know.
You know, what's interesting is I was gonna say that like there's so many interesting targets for the Chaos Orb, and the candelabra looks so not threatening until perhaps a Power Surge comes into play. But now it's like the candelabra is proving to be very scary actually, because with the deserts,
See now. He could
yeah.
attack with the factory, untap it, tap it again, give it +1, untap it, tap it
and
again.
give it +1.
So now it becomes like a 4/4.
yeah. So
So this is, you know what I mean? So it's kind of
So unfortunately, it seems like actually those candles are the ones that need to be dealt with the most. But Arnaud's not going to be able to prioritize them because there's 2, and
I mean, at that point, I would just maybe Chaos Orb the factory.
yeah, exactly. I think he has no choice. Jeez, it's actually very rough for the mono black player, I think, right now.
Yeah.
The only thing he has really going for him is I believe he top decks better than the mono white, this red white.
Yeah, it's gonna be the one thing that could really wreck Arnaud is maybe a power surge.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's true. He keeps playing his lands too. He just keeps playing his lands.
Well, I'm sure he's like, see, if I like earlier he played the him and he saw his opponent discard a power surge.
A power surge, yeah.
So right there, that immediately tells me, okay, I have to be very well aware
that at any point
that my land drops. I have to be able to either dump my land into something. If not, I'm going to be taking, well, at this point, 6 points of damage every turn.
That's true, and you have to be real. That's so true. There's so few decks in old school that punish you for just playing at lands every single turn, like overstepping your land boundaries, and this deck is definitely one of those that's going to punish you. So that's going to be very rough if Alex draws the.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a buyout power surge.
Yeah, power surge.
He's going to buy everything.
Oh, clutch sinkhole! Wow, very nice. Now the hippie can come through. Jeez.
Okay.
Is that 4 sinkholes from Arnaud in this game, or 3?
I think that's 3 at this point.
Jeez, very good. Very good for him. Yeah, so I do think that Arnaud top deck's better, but I'm not sure if it's.
Well, I mean, the Jade statue could still swing in for 3 per turn.
Yeah, it's just I don't think he wins that race. But yeah, he actually does.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, he has a burn. He's a burn deck, so he just gets a fireball.
Yeah. But even then, he does win the race either way, because the hippie needs 5 more turns, and 5 times 3 is 15, so the Jade would win the race.
Yeah.
So with all the removal, it's actually, I don't know anymore actually who top decks better, just because of the fact that there's so much removal in Alex's deck. It's very interesting.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, you got your basic removal package, as I call it, your 4 disenchants and your 4 swords. You know, it's
it's got 8 other cards then after, right? Like the 4 bolts and the 4 disintegrate effects.
I mean, you got 8 burn spells. You know, 4 lightning bolts, 2 disintegrate, 2 fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
It even detonates, but I mean, requires an artifact in play.
Okay, well that stops 3 6s temporarily, sort of. I mean, bolts deal with.
I mean, that's kind of a.
But yeah, you still take 1 damage every turn, right?
Well, I mean, 1 is better than 3.
Yes, but can you attack with it? You probably cannot attack with it because the Jade is a 3/6, so it just blocks so favorably. So you can't even attack with the Juzem. Juzem is just there to beat defense. But then 1 attack, 1 block, and 1 bolt takes care of it.
And then on top of it, if he blocks, like if he attacks with the Juzem, he blocks with the Jade statue, and then uses the candelabra. Oh, there's no desert.
No
okay,
desert,
but if the desert was there, he could have used the desert to
pick off the. Yeah, it's just very difficult for mono black in general to deal with artifacts, right? So a deck that uses artifacts as its threats is definitely a concern for mono black.
Okay, so he's got the him.
Interestingly enough, Arnaud is playing 3 Silexes out of the side, which deal with the candelabras if he's that worried about them. 3 gold. What is it? Gold Gothian Silex?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. We're shifting our burn to the face because he's about to get himmed, or he is getting himmed. Alright. Or we're not sure where we're putting the damage. I wonder what they're talking about. Yeah, for the face. Oh, he swings. You just block, right, every time?
Yeah.
Oh, but drain life can be sneaky, right? If you block, I mean, there's only other 1 drain life, but Alex doesn't know that.
I believe Jade statue is only a creature during combat phase.
No, it's gotta definitely be until end of turn.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. All right.
Yeah, sorry. It scared me. Yeah, but geez, to have that 1 outer, right? The drain life. My God. So it's a good call, but at the same time, this is a really good game.
Yeah, that's an excellent game. So Arnaud looking pretty strong right now.
Pretty good, yeah. He's got the 2-turn clock now, right? So he just and it has to be plow off the top. No, but you should discard 1 of those cards, right? Yeah. Okay, good. It's good that they're aware. Is that how that works? Don't you have to discard first?
Yeah,
if you would draw a card, discard first. Let's get that flow chart up.
Yeah.
You gotta love it when you play a card and you have to Google it yourself. I do it all the time. It's like I'm playing the card in my deck and I don't even know what it does properly.
Yes, to chain him and stuff, please.
If you would draw a card, is it no discard a card, then draw a card?
Yeah. So you have to discard a card first, then draw the card.
Yeah, so they did that wrong, right? Like the fireball was already in his hand. He would have, unless they undid the draw. Is that what happened?
I don't know.
No, yeah. He can do 4 damage and almost kill Arnaud, but that will be all she wrote for game 1. So very interesting game, back and forth, a lot of back and forth, a lot of good answers, a lot of. It was very tight, honestly. It was really, really cool. I'm happy to see that. It's a shame that the island of Wak Wak, though it did help for 1 turn, wasn't mana producing to put that knowledge vault into play, which would have been really cool to see. But it's okay.
Yeah,
we get to go to game 2 and try again.
Well, I mean, at least we got to see it.
Yeah, I was able to see it. Yeah,
it was very quick.
It was there.
But I mean, just an excellent, first game, and now I mean, sideboarding. That's Arnaud's got that whatever that card was Silex.
Golgothian Silex.
Golgothian Silex, if he's worried about the candelabras.
Yeah, I mean, it is the only card I think from Antiquities in Alex's
I mean,
deck.
unless he wants to put in like the city in the bottle for his Wak Wak and Library of Alexandria.
That doesn't seem too strong though, right? Like,
No,
I don't think
but the deserts too.
Honestly, the sideboard doesn't even seem
But then
that.
he has then it's gonna screw with his Jizam, so I don't think he's gonna.
There's not really much to sideboard here. Maybe he brings in the Sengir for just more, like, because there's a lot of answers in Alex's deck, so you want to have more threats, perhaps? So you bring in the Sengirs as just extra beaters?
Maybe.
Force him to really have a million
Unless he takes
answers.
out his 2 chains, puts in 2 singers.
Yeah, I could see that. I like it. I think
Okay, well, he's got a turn 1 library, so I mean, that's pretty good.
good start.
Unless he gets him right away, then he's like,
Yeah. Land, and he has the Mox. It could be Sinkhole or him.
Do it.
Either way,
Do it.
it's not good.
Do it.
Yeah. Either way, it's not good. Your mono black opponent plays a Mox on the first turn. You know it's for sure coming. Sinkhole or him. Either way, library gets smoked.
Oh, he was hoping. That's true. You could use the candelabra with your.
With library too.
You can just keep drawing cards like a dirty
Dirty boy.
dirty boy.
And dirty boy.
It's actually a really cool card, but I just never found it. That card.
Yeah.
It's like it could do a lot of tricks.
That's it. But the trick still has a thing. Like it's completely useless by itself, which is a damper a little bit. Not like a total turn off, but usually cards that don't do anything by themselves are harder to justify putting in decks.
Was it the jack of all trades, master of none kind of?
Yeah.
Like it could do a bunch of different things, but it's not. Yeah, it's hard when you need one card to work with another card for it to be really well.
We saw that actually
used.
last week with Bloodlust we were talking about. It's like not only does it not like you just need to have a creature in play, which can be scary. But that's the thing. There's like giant growth is the same argument, and giant growth has been played since the beginning of time.
Yeah, but giant growth berserk.
Yeah, and also green players are built differently. So
Let's not get into that.
yeah, we don't have to get into that.
I mean, Arnaud just right now,
Slamming
sinkholes, Jizams, rack. I mean, just absolutely
trying to put an end to this game. You'd almost think he doesn't like playing Magic with how fast he's trying to put an end to the game. That's a bad joke.
You have to savor the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna swing for 5. I mean, Alex could take maybe 1.
He can do 1 ping.
Well, now he's got.
Oh, because he has no bolt. Right, dirty god. Because you could ping, untap, ping, bolt. All right.
Yeah, but okay, 2 factories, but still not great.
Yeah, he's mana screwed. He's color screwed.
Yeah.
Color
I
screwed in the
mean,
face of it.
Yeah, I mean, having the planes and the graveyards, I'm sure, is not helping any.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, other than plow, he really needs red, I think, right? His hand looks like it's, I'm trying to like
Yeah, I saw Power Surge. No,
trying to get an angle
if
here,
you look over on the side of the screen, you still can't see his hand.
It's kind of like when you go bowling and you try to steer the ball with your hands. Ever do that?
No.
You bowl and you try to steer the ball.
No.
Never works.
No.
Never works.
I think there's no. I just curse.
Yeah, just
yeah, the fist in the air.
Yeah.
So he's gonna.
I guess he's explaining how he can pump to kill the Juzan, right?
No, because it's pay 1 to activate it.
Yeah, he's missing a land.
He's still missing.
No, yeah, he's way too shy on.
I mean, he could activate 1 factory.
Block and pump to 3, then untap 1, and it only goes to 4. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not enough. And the threats from Arnaud's side are just too strong. It's probably a concede-worthy moment, but you might as well just keep playing because it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would draw. I mean, you don't have a balance.
Yeah.
It's a rough.
How many points is balance? It's 3.
I believe so.
Jeez, that seems aggressive. Is it really worth 3 points?
It's quite powerful, yeah.
It's more just like at such a high amount of points, you encourage your opponents to play their whole hand out. You know what I mean? Like maybe I would put it at 2 points just to keep the threat of it being a playable card there. At 3 points, it just seems like even if it deserves being at 3 points, like I'm saying, I know it's 3 points. You're probably not going to play it, so I'm just going to go wide. And now you're in a world where there's no balances because they cost too much, and everyone's just going wide. I don't know. I kind of like it at 2 points just to keep things under control.
I mean, that might change over time. I mean, every so often they revise the point list.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, one goes up, one goes down.
Yeah. Ancestral at 4 points? Nah, that should be free. Ancestral.
Yeah, right.
If you watched our last videos, we really don't think Ancestral's good. These are all bad jokes.
Yeah. Keep the jokes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, he found his red source, which is good, but might be just too late.
I think it's too late at this point. I mean, he's got 10 life. With the Juzam, you got a Black Knight. You got an Order. You got,
3, untap the mountain. 3. Nah, that's, like you have to do what you have to do, but I think it's just way too much resource into that one card when you're already at 10 life. Again, good for him. Like you have to do what you have to do. He did it.
Well, because he probably figures now he could take care of at least the creatures with the desert next turn, or not this turn anyway. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So he probably's like, okay, I'll get rid of but then he also has to be aware of the rack. So he has to keep a certain amount of cards in his hand.
But he almost can stabilize, actually, which is interesting, right? He blocks clean on the Black Knight.
The ball lightning is nothing to. But he needs three mountains for that. So
yeah. You know what's kind of crazy is that he's just got Alex. I feel like he got a little bit robbed, not by Arnaud, just by unfortunate circumstances, because Surge would have been really strong in both these games. That's like a 3-turn clock, right?
Yeah.
Well, Arnaud has no cards in hand, or he'll play everything off the top. Yeah.
Okay, so he's got 2 cards in hand, so he's going to take 1 next turn.
But yeah, he really got... It's unfortunate for Alex.
Unless he has like another hymn or a drain life.
He's got no cards left in hand. Oh, but he has to take... No, he can block and pump, yeah, so he has to pass. He takes 1... Just can't play anything unless it's a disenchant. Honestly, this could be if Alex had 2 or 3 more life, it'd be like a really, really, really interesting game, honestly. Like, it already kind of is because he's able to sort of stabilize here, but he just might be too low right now.
Yeah, at this point, if you had, if you had the planes that was not in the graveyard, you could have had a bit more mana.
I'm sure Arnaud's feeling like he has to top deck drain life, though. You know what I mean? Like, he might not be the case, but he might feel like, oh shit, my only out now is drain life. Disenchant. No planes. The early sinkhole on the plane.
Yeah. I mean, paid off really well for...
Okay, but at least he keeps creatures under control for a long time, so it gives him a chance to draw. Geez, if he can get that power surge into play with that candle, he literally, like, my god, if any of these factories would have just been... No, but wait, can't he get the surge in play?
He can.
Yeah, he plays...
With the candelabra, yeah. But then he has to be aware of...
Yeah, but you can't
Knight.
because he can... Yeah, to totally play that surge. Yeah, my god, yeah. And he can protect himself because on Arnaud's end step, he can just animate a factory and then, like, tap them all to pump it.
Yeah.
So he's safe. So now Arnaud's gonna lose 6 life. That's huge, right? That's a 2 mana deal 18 damage potentially.
Exactly. So unless he just top decks the drain life, he's like super lucky.
Jeez, okay, this is a really great match. Arnaud really needs to find a way to exert his mana.
So now this could actually be a pretty close game. I mean, just absolutely... He's gonna go down to 1 life, so he has to, like, keep the card. He has no choice.
Yeah.
So end step, yeah, just activating on factories.
Jeez. Yeah, he cannot... Oh, that's true, he just loses to... No, but he... well, he can now orb the... He can orb that that rack. My god. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
It's like a hymn. A hymn does it. An underworld dreams. Oh yeah, this was 100% Alex's game. He just got wrecked.
He just got, like...
Wrecked by the mana. So
if
good.
he had, like, 1 more life...
Yeah. One more life, one
or
more
2...
life. Honestly, good for Arnaud for a strip for sinking the planes. It paid off in 6 turns later. So good for him. But, geez, if I was Alex, like, you're just winning next turn, right? You just win next turn. Yeah, sad. So unfortunately, the only problem with the YouTube videos is, like, if you look at the time of the video, you would know that this wasn't going to end in Alex's favor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So it's good to not look at the time of the video, or we can even possibly... maybe it'd be good, actually, if we extend the videos and have, like, filler at the end, so that there's no spoiler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day...
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And, I mean, these were, like, 2 great matches.
Yeah.
I mean...
This was really cool. This was, like, a treat.
Yeah.
This was nice to watch.
Yeah, for...
Definitely
a lot of interesting interactions, I'd say. Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
The candelabra stock went up, so, like, good for Alex here, making, like, honestly, increasing the stock of candelabra. That was really good stuff to see. The potential was all there, and he seemed to know exactly what he was doing, so familiar with his cards in his deck. Very nice. Arnaud doing his thing like always, so good to both players.
Exactly. And I think you know, I think we'll probably see some of these cards being used a little bit more in future videos. Sure. I mean, now that might inspire some people to actually, you know, try some of these lesser known cards or lesser played cards. So
for sure.
Let's hope that's the case. I mean, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, Knowledge Vault. Where are you?
Where are you?
Where's Knowledge Vault?
Well,
no, but it's not. We think we got it all. It was really just very sweet games. I hope more people watch this because it was really a special treat for old school fans.
Yeah.
We'll catch you in the next one.
Yep.